I want to talk to you on how to unlock your wealth creativity. How to unlock your wealth creativity. Now, my Bible says to me in Deuteronomy 8:18 and in many other scriptures that God has given us the power to create wealth. God has given us the power to create wealth. When you go back to Genesis chapter number 1, you find exactly that being mandated to man. When God talks to man in Genesis chapter number 1, verse number 28, actually 26, 27, 28, when we are seeing God being mandating man and saying, number one, he blesses him, and then he says, be fruitful, multiply, subdue, have dominion, etc., etc., etc. Now, all this is telling me that as far as God is concerned, we have the ability to create wealth. But for you to understand on how to unlock wealth or to discover your wealth creativity, you must tap into your entrepreneurial spirit. You must explore your innovative ideas that you have. And then after that, you must take strategic actions to build your financial abundance and also to develop wealth in as far as your life is concerned. I'm going to talk to you about 5 things that are going to help you to understand how you can actually unlock the wealth creativity that every one of us has. But then there is a spirit within you, and I call it a spirit deliberately because it is at work within you, that is an entrepreneurial spirit. It is something that is there that will help you to actually bring up your innovative ideas, bring up that which already that is within you, the skills that are within you, to be able to bring them up, and in the process of bringing them up, find yourself in a place where you are actually creating wealth for yourself. So now, first thing, and this is very important, is that you need to understand the power of identifying opportunities. That means you must have an eye, or you must keep an eye for emerging trends in as far as life is concerned. You must have an eye to see what are the market gaps that we have. Must have an eye to understand what are some of the unmet needs in as far as where you are living or where you are at is concerned. You see, when you become sensitive in looking around, when you start becoming somebody who is actually observant, looking for opportunities, looking at where the market gaps are, what is lacking in as far as my society is concerned or my community is concerned, what is it that has not yet been met, what are some of the things that people are going through and they are crying for somebody to help in terms of meeting that particular need. When you are able to look at areas in as far as life is concerned that you can be able to add value to, or you can be able to solve problems, come up with innovative solutions in terms of saying this can be solved or that can be solved. When you come up with that kind of a thing, you are actually putting yourself in the journey of creating wealth. Wealth creativity starts by you identifying opportunities. There is power when you have eyes that are able to see. Your eyes need to look around. You need to put your ears down. Listen to what is going on in the society. Listen to what is going on in your surrounding, because somewhere along the line there is something you'll find yourself being able to do that is going to create wealth for you, even as you impact the lives of other people around you. It is good news for you that you have opportunities available, but you must discover them. The second thing is that you must understand the power of leveraging your strengths. Leverage your strengths. What does that mean? Identify your unique skills, identify your experiences, and also have passions that can be leveraged to create wealth. If you understand you're already having particular experiences in particular things. Let me give a very good example. Recently, I was teaching speaking in a conference in one of the states here in the US, and I made a comment, and I looked at the person who was playing the keyboard, the one who was doing the music for us. And I told him, listen, don't ground yourself within these church walls. And that's the end of the day. What you have, you can use it elsewhere. Of course, I was not telling him to get out of church. No, that's not what I was saying. But what I was basically saying is that the unique skills that he was using to play the keyboard, or the unique skills that he was doing to present such beautiful music to the congregation, was enough skill to help him create wealth out there. Why? Because there are people who are out there who are willing to pay for what he is doing or what he does. In the church, thank God for the church. They probably will just bless him, pray for him, Thank you, brother, for doing a good work. You're doing your ministry. You're taking care of us in the worship and all that, which is okay. That God blesses him because of that. But then listen to me. That is a unique skill, a skill which he can use as a leverage wherever he goes. Some of you are so skilled in particular areas, in terms of speaking, in terms of writing, in terms of cooking, in terms of doing designs and fashions. I have a friend of mine, a lady friend of mine, that I keep on telling her again and again, she's very good in makeups and what have you. And I keep on telling her, please, you need to leverage. This is a strength. Leverage with it. Use it to make money. Start teaching people. Start training people to do this. I hope she's listening to me right now and she's going to be able to do that. Because you see, some of you are skilled in particular areas, but you have left your skills to just die within your own home setup. You have left your skills to be your own personal thing, and that is your own personal thing. You use it for yourself. You make nice fruits. You make nice food. You make nice whatever it is, but it is just for you and you and you and yourself and you and your children, you and your husband, or you and your wife. And that's the end of the story. But listen to me. The truth of the matter is, you can actually leverage your strength. You can use that strength as a way of unlocking your creativity for wealth creation. You can use that skill as a way of unlocking your wealth. You can use it to unlock your wealth. You can use it to actually change things in as far as your life is concerned. Consider how you can turn your strengths into profitable ventures and income streams. You know, consider those little things. And some of those things that you're doing, you may consider them and think they are very small. But believe me, that little thing that probably you're despising, somebody else needs it. And out of it, you can be able to find yourself making money, creating wealth for yourself. You need to leverage your strengths. You need to understand whatever unique skills you have, whatever experiences you have, whatever passions you have that are driving you, those things can easily be converted and bring you rewards that are wealth creating, or rewards that are paying you financially. It's amazing. If you go to scriptures, you find that most of the time, whenever people would do something, there was always a reward. And that reward will either have to do with being elevated in terms of promoting to become something, or being rewarded in terms of being given property, being given things, being given money, and what have you. You have to do that. The third thing is that you have to learn to think outside the box. You can never be able to create wealth for yourself, or you can never be able to know how to unlock your wealth creativity if you are not willing to think outside the box. You know, you need to challenge conventional wisdom and explore unconventional approaches to wealth creation. What I mean by conventional wisdom, I basically means the things that we are used to. We are used to being employed. We are used to the job 8 to 5. We are used to doing things in a certain way. You know, you clock in and clock out. You know, this is the only way you can be able to do it. You listen and everybody's doing this and you do it like that. Those are called conventional wisdom. That's what everybody's doing, and that is what is the normal thing. And in the process of doing that, you don't realize that within yourself, you are already endowed with so much skill, or you are endowed with so much ability to do some particular things, but because that is not the conventional way for you, you find you're dismissing it. You don't need to go back to yourself. You need to go back to yourself. There's a different video in which I was dealing with how to unveil your skills. Go and listen to it again. You see, because the moment you discover yourself and see what you have, you will actually comfortably be able to come out of the conventional, the norm, the way we know it, employment and what have you, and start looking at unconventional ways of doing things. There are people who have literally become millionaires because of using unconventional wisdom or unconventional methods in terms of creating wealth. Maybe you even probably know somebody. There are people who actually have done things. If you go to the social media today, we have so many young people, and even not just young people, but even elderly people, who are making a lot of money because they are doing awkward things. And you're wondering, how are they doing that? It's because they have understood not only do you use conventional methods, but unconventional methods will most likely do better than conventional methods. Don't be afraid to take calculated risks and to pursue ideas that others may overlook. Don't be afraid to take calculated risks in life. Don't be afraid to take steps and go to places where other people might have overlooked. That is why we began by you becoming a person who identifies opportunities. Because the moment you identify them, you will be willing to take the steps. The one problem that we have with many people is that they don't have the ability to take steps. They don't have the ability to take steps. And I'm challenging you, think outside the box. Stop thinking like just the normal people. Think outside the box and start thinking different. And I promise you, things are going to be very different for you. The fourth thing in terms of creating wealth within yourself is that you must understand the concept of network and collaboration. Network and collaboration. That basically means you need to surround yourself with individuals that are like-minded with you. You need to have mentors that are around you. You need to have advisors that are around you. You need to have people who will give you support and people who will give you guidance, people who will have valuable connections with you. These are the people that you need to collaborate with so that you may be able to bring in your expertise and your resources and combine it with theirs, and out of that you find you will be able to leverage yourself in as far as life is concerned, in as far as things is concerned. You see, the one thing that I know about us and the one thing I know about human beings is that we may not necessarily have everything that we need in our minds to do things. But the one thing I also do know and I do appreciate and understand is that while you are lacking in something, there is somebody somewhere who has it. You need to be able to tap into that particular individual. There is somebody who has more experience in that particular area. There is somebody who has more knowledge in that particular area. Why don't you want to tap into them? You probably don't even know them on a one-to-one basis, but you are probably linking with them right now on YouTube. As you're listening to me, probably I could be that kind of a link. Take time to understand me. Take time to hear me. Take time to listen to the trainings, because as I teach you and train you, as I preach to you, for those of you who go to church and I go to the ministries and also preach in their churches, as I do that and you get to hear what I'm saying, being guided by God Himself, I promise you the truth, you will leverage that information and it is going to create wealth for you. You don't sit down just for the sake of sitting in a meeting. You don't just attend a meeting just for the sake of attending a meeting. You attend a meeting so that you can be empowered, so that you can be renewed, so that you can be loaded with things that you are going to leverage in as far as life is concerned to create wealth for yourself. And then the final thing is that you must have continuous learning. I have said this in so many of my videos. You must continuously learn. You need to stay informed. If you want to be wealthy, you have to be informed in as far as the financial markets are concerned. You must be informed and you must be willing to learn issues to do with investment opportunities. You know, you have to learn things to do with wealth building strategies. You need to invest much in educating yourself in as far as things that have to do with personal development is concerned. You know, you need to expand your knowledge. You need to expand your skills. This is something that is supposed to be continuous and progressive. You can never be able to approach the issues to do with wealth if you do not understand these principles. And these principles, you will not know them if you are not willing to learn. You need to unlock your wealth creativity. You need to unleash yourself to your full potential. And you need to walk in financial abundance and prosperity. How will that happen? Is when you start walking in the principles that I'm talking to you about. When you now understand, you know, when I'm learning these things and I'm loading myself because ultimately and eventually I'm going to leverage this information and become something in as far as life is concerned. We have so much materials out there. We have books in terms of wealth creation. We have books in terms of investments. We have books in terms of financial strategies and financial wealth, personal development, and all these things that you can think about. Take much interest. Look for them. Look for that information, because I promise you, my sister, my brother, my friend, when you keep on loading yourself more and more with education and learning, it doesn't matter to what level you are at right now. It doesn't matter how old you are right now. It doesn't matter which location you are in right now. The truth of the matter is, when you have the skills, you will stop being foolish and you will become a very, very wise person. Thank you so much for listening to me all the way to the end. I really do appreciate. We are talking about unlocking your wealth creativity. How to unlock your wealth creativity. Please, if you're here for the first time, I ask you, kindly go ahead and subscribe. And once you have subscribed, let me see in the comments, let me hear you saying, I have subscribed. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear you telling me that you have subscribed. If you're able to tell me where you're watching from, I would also really appreciate that very much. God bless you so much. Now remember, I'm here every Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time here in the US. Let's meet again in the next video. And don't forget, let's meet in the field of the millionaires. I love you and bye-bye.